I am having a very difficult time trying to figure out exactly whom the biggest sports suckers in the world are. I mean, those who believe that the Ronda Rousey-Gina Carano fight is going to be anything other than a complete disaster. I mean, how about those people who think the New York Jets may actually win a Super Bowl before the end of the century? I mean, we are awash in suckers. But nobody, nothing, nowhere do suckers come up more than college football. Because right now, when it comes to suckers, I mean people who are just too absolutely inanely idiotic to even see what's in front of their face at any given time. College football. And I'm not just talking about college football fans. I'm talking about college football coaches. Because now we have all this discussion about college football eventually going to a 24-team playoff. Now, I've said it before. You know this is going to happen. The only reason it's going to happen is because of greed. It has nothing to do with competitive balance. This is all about money. The schools are making money hand over fist. So are the networks. The sponsors are making money. Everybody is cashing in right now, except the suckers. And that's where we are right now. Because in the 2014 playoff possibility, we've actually got college football coaches, big-time coaches, who are saying, yeah, I'm good for that. Let's have a 24-game playoff because you know it's going to make everything so much better. It's going to make our jobs better. The players are going to be happy. The fans are going to be happy. What is wrong with you people? Come on, wake up.
Snap out of it.
Because this is not what's going to happen. You're being suckered. And you would think the college football coaches are smart enough to understand this. What was I thinking? I mean, in any given sense of the imagination, do I believe that these people actually think of anything but X's and O's? How they can beat the system, how they can sign somebody, how they can subterfuge and get somebody, how they can get more money, how they can sucker the boosters into spending more millions of dollars? That they would actually think of repercussions? No, they haven't. Let's deal with this up front. Let's just say for giggles and grins, college football goes to a 24-team playoff. Okay, great. Now instead of 8, 12, 16, now you've got 24 teams in there. Look out, everybody is going to be so happy right now because, hey, my team is going to get in. And don't worry, if you're Notre Dame, you're going to get in one way or another because they're never going to let that happen again. Notre Dame could be 1 in 497, and they would still let the Fighting Irish into the playoffs because Notre Dame fans watch television. They go for pay-per-view. They buy every single thing out there. And this is not, I am not hammering Notre Dame fans. I'm just saying, you folks got it not. But I digress. So we have 24 teams in the playoffs. Do you realize what this means? Look, let's say it straight out. There are not in any given season in college football. I challenge you for this one.
I triple dog dare you!
Schwartz created a slight breach of etiquette by skipping the triple dare and going right for the throat.
I want you to go back. I want anybody to go back and look over the last 20 years. Do me a favor. Do the research. I'll actually feature it on the show. I'll have you on the show. I'll feature your research. I'll ballyhoo it for you. But in the last 20 years, and I'm just picking 20 years out of the hat, you cannot tell me that there were 24 teams in America that in any given season were not eligible, but possible to win a national championship. It doesn't happen. That's not the way things work. Because you have maybe 10 or 12 teams, maybe an outlier here and there that actually could be good. That's why 16 teams makes it. But with 24 teams in the playoff, you're going to have some dogs in there. Oh, wait, I didn't want to do that because I'm a dog lover. You actually have some real bullshit in there, to be honest. I don't want to insult dogs. I love my dogs, okay? But the nonsense that it would be that you would have 24 teams and, hey, this team over here, what's amount of you is going to go ahead and get a chance to play for a national championship. And then what? Go up against one of the better teams? And meantime, while that game is playing, look back into the houses of everybody who's watching, not everybody, but most of the people watching that game with number 197 versus number 2. I'm sorry. It's boring because these teams have no chance whatsoever to actually contend for a national championship. Oh, they're in the mix, but big deal. That doesn't make any difference whatsoever. They're not going to win. It's not going to happen because in a 24-game playoff, what are you going to play? 2, 3, 4, 5, 927 games before you can get to that championship? Can't happen. Indiana's happen only every now and then. It's not going to happen every single season, and you know that to be true. Don't lie to me. So first of all, you've got competitive balance. You won't have 24 teams in a playoff where they will be all good games. There will be some really awful games. Not only that, but there'll be more awful games than ever before. Why? Because you're putting teams in there, at least 8 teams, who have no business being in the playoffs. They're not that good. Their players aren't that good. Their coaches aren't that good. Their facilities aren't that good. It's just the way things happen. Understand it.
You're always this stupid? Did you take lessons?
I took lessons.
That's why a long time ago we used to have Division 1, Division 2. Couldn't play Division 1, you weren't that good, but you could be a national championship in Division 2. What the hell's wrong with that? Everything in today's day and age, where if you're not number 1, you're number 147,000, okay? So, first of all, we have competitive balance, which will suck in a 24-team playoff. Then we have these coaches who actually believe, this is the best part, you want to talk about suckers? We've got college coaches out there who actually are in charge of decent programs who think that with 24 teams in the playoffs, it'll be a better chance to save their job.
I like Josh Heupel, but no, wrong.
I mean, let's just say that they don't have a really great season, but they're going to sneak in somewhere because you get 24 teams. They're going to be in, huzzah! And then they're going to come out in the first game and they're going to get throttled and then fire them. It's not going to save coaches' jobs any. Just because you make the 24-team playoff doesn't mean absolutely anything. Because schools don't look at it that way. They look at it as maybe 3 and done, maybe 4 and done if you're lucky. And if you're not winning a national championship and if you're not in there every single year, you're out, you're going to get fired. And deservedly so. Because these coaches who actually believe, Kirby Smart and so many others, that, oh yeah, well, if we get in the playoff, that'll be it. It'll save our jobs. No, it won't. No, it won't. But see, that's just the greed that's involved from these coaches. They don't give a crap about the teams, the programs, the players. They care about their job. Why? Millions of dollars. They want to make sure they keep their job. So, hey, they can go to the athletic director and they can say, I made the playoffs 2 years in a row. Yeah, and you got crushed 2 years in a row, and you made us look like crap. You're out. So we have coaches here who are basically dealing with absolute, complete, and utter nonsense, believing that they're going to get saved with a 24-team playoff. In actuality, there's a greater chance that they will get fired. Because look at it this way. If you don't make a 24-team playoff, you're out. If you make the 24-team playoff and you get bounced badly in the first game, you're out. If you get bounced badly in the second game, a couple of years in a row, you're out as well. Plus, the players have no faith in you whatsoever because they know you're only in it for the buck. They know you're not in it to make them great players. They know you're not in it for their, well, we certainly can't put academic success in there anymore because nobody goes to school anymore to play football and get a degree.
Show me the money.
They go there to get NIL money, to get all the advertising money they can, and to maybe get a chance at the National Football League. Which brings us to the next phase of this. Go ahead, make it 24 teams. You will have only, these players will coalesce into those 24 teams. And not all of them are going to be great. Just because a team goes out and buys a couple of players doesn't mean they're automatically going to be in the national championship picture. No. There's still so much involved in it. There's injuries, there's circumstance, there's schedules. All of this means absolutely everything when it comes down to contesting for a championship. But the players are going to get tired of it eventually. Look, they're going to go to Team A one year. That team doesn't win. They're off to Team B the next year. They're off to Team C the next year. It's all just a big free agent money grab is all it is. Players don't give a shit anymore about winning one for the Gipper. Winning one for good old Notre Dame, good old Florida, good old UCLA. How about it? Let's be a duck. Notice I said duck. I was very careful of that, okay? They don't care about that. What they want is the money.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
So that means that eventually, again, you're going to get to the point where you're going to put 24 teams in there, and you're going to have maybe at least 8 teams that aren't that good. And finally, oh, one more I forgot. The sponsors, the boosters, the millions and billions of dollars that get thrown in there. Look, if you make it 24 and you're on that fringe of teams that are making it out on the outliers, maybe the 22s, the 20 to 24 and out there, how much money do you think the boosters and the sponsors are going to keep tossing at you if you keep coming up short? No, they're going somewhere else. They're going to take their money to another school, to another player, to another coach. You're not going to get the money and the players that you wanted before. You're not going to be as good as before. And in the end, the sponsors are making gobs of money. So is ESPN, so is Fox, so is NBC, so is Netflix, so is every other outlet out there. They're making money because they know they got you. Okay, look, I know it's bad and fans are going to be real upset at me for once again calling the fans suckers. But you are. Not all of you, but there's a bunch of you that are. And the networks, the rights holders, they know they've got you by the short hairs. You'll watch anything, anywhere, anytime. You'll cough up whatever money it takes. If you get a chance, and right now, let's just take Indiana, for instance. You're damn right you're going to want to watch your team because finally, you're the national champions. You're going to sign up for the next 5 years easy to watch this team. If they falter next season, makes no difference. You were the national champion. You'll come back the second year and the third year because you believe that they're now going to be a powerhouse team. Even if they're not, you're going to believe it. They got you.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
You're never going anywhere. They got you. They have suckered you into all of this money. And if your team loses a couple of seasons, you'll still show up. You'll buy the foam finger. You'll buy the tickets. You'll buy the parking. You'll buy the pay-per-view because you're sold. It's college football. It's the best thing in the world. You love it. You can't live without it. That's what makes you suckers. You're not willing to walk away when they suck. Okay, I'll just give you this. And I hate to do this because the Indiana fans are going to get very unhappy with me. But this is just an example. Indiana had never come close to sniffing a national championship before. Never. Not even close. Now they are the national champions. And they deserve it. They won it fair and square. They earned it every single yard. I was in there rooting for Indiana. Oh, shucks. Don't tell my Miami fans. They'll never forgive me for this one. But they won it fair and square. If Indiana comes up this coming season and doesn't do well, are you still going to stick around? Sure you will. What about the season after that? Let's say they don't win again. Let's say they don't. That's going to be 2 seasons in a row. Are you going to come back? Yeah, you're coming back. What about the third season? Well, I don't know. It's costing an awful lot of money, and the price of gas is $697 a gallon. Maybe I got to think about that as well. Will you stick with this team? You weren't there before. Look, let's be honest. All of you weren't there in the first place. I mean, there were the hardcore fans, but now they've got the really new hardcore fans who are basically following suit. They're following the train. You gave us a win and you're going to become great fans. Good for you. I have nothing against that. But you and I both know that if Indiana comes up, and I'm not wishing this, here it's going to come. I guarantee the Indiana fans are going to be screaming at me for this one. I'm not wishing this. But if Indiana comes up and let's say spends the next 3, 4, 5 years in whatever playoff system is up there and you don't contend for a national championship, are you going to be just as dedicated? Will you spend more money because they're going to raise the prices? Are you going to go to more games? Are you going to stick around? I hope you do. No, really, I hope you do. Because schools like that deserve all the attention, all the fun, all the fans they can get, especially looking at how badly they have suffered over the years. But the networks, the schools, everybody involved, they know they got you. They know they've suckered you in. And no matter what happens, you're going to pay the money. It's just the way it is. 24 teams in a college football playoff will turn out to be, mark it, I'm not going to say maybe, will turn out to be one of the greatest disasters ever. And what about the bowl games? You know, I'm the guy that's been sitting out there for a long time saying, and if you go back and look at the channel, you'll find it where I basically said it, that I think all bowl games need to go. I'm starting to rethink that a little bit. Because we need bowl games like the Pop-Tart Bowl. Are you kidding? It's just goofy enough that it creates... How can you not spend time watching a game where at the end of the game, they put human-sized Pop-Tarts into a massive toaster, and they come out and they eat them right there on the field. How can you not love it? It's one of the best gags ever in college athletics. But the big-time bowl games need to go away. The goofy bowl games need to stick around. But then again, are the coaches going to care? Will the fans actually care? Will the fans drive to those games? Will they buy the tickets for those games? Will the players care? Will the players even show up if they know there's a chance they might get injured for a game that means absolutely nothing? No. No to all those things. So while it would be nice to have the bowl games again, I still have to go back to the fact that some of them will continue to exist because somebody will pay the money, but will they mean anything? Not much. Meantime, we're going to go to 24 teams only because of the greed and the money involved, and it will suck because there's a number of you out there whose teams are going to wind up in that playoff, and you're going to stink the joint up. You're going to get your hat handed to you. You're going to get crushed because you're going to have to face the really good teams, and you will not be ready for it. And at that point, will you come back and spend the money again another year? I think we all know the answer to that, don't we, kids?